something that Mary and Janelle are gonna do. There's a lot of stuff that was left behind by Janelle that she was using for the RV. Mary and Janelle expect me to do all the cleanup on this place, but I'm not motivated to do that. Not for them, because they haven't been kind.
It feels like he's trying to find any possible thing to put on me, like as far as responsibility with the property. You know, like I'm just wanting to get it taken care of.
I think it's his stuff.
Hi, besties. Do you ever watch Sister Wives and you think there's only one person in this family that actually knows what's going on, and her name is Christine? There's only one woman in this family that actually can see what's happening, and her name is Christine. And do you ever just watch sometimes and you watch Miss Janelle and you're like, sometimes she gets it, and then other times you're like, whoa, Janelle, come on, girl, come on. And you have moments with Mary where you're like, yes, I see you, queen. And then the next minute you're like, but did you just say that you thought that Robyn wanted to join the family and actually live polygamy? You know, I went back in time and I found a clip from season 2. And Christine knew from season 2 that Robyn and Kody had something else and that they were lying, and Kody was spending all of his time with Robyn. Do you remember when they all moved to Vegas and Kody was always over at Robyn's? Do you remember the episode where it was about a husband with like the 4 lives of Kody Brown? And he's like over at Robyn's and he was always doing dishes at Robyn's. Do you need a refresher?
I don't think Kody's very equal with his time. I think he caters to Robyn's needs, to Robyn's kids, to whatever Robyn needs. He's spending all of his time building up his and Robyn's relationship. And he doesn't realize that our relationship really isn't that great. And he needs to spend some time developing our relationship too. I have a lot of expectations and not enough appreciation, to be honest. We're struggling to find ourselves.
Christine said that it was hard for her to control her emotions on the set, and it was also extremely hard for her to bite her tongue. She said the first season, even into the second, they tried their best to like put on their best face in terms of like polygamy and being mindful of how they spoke. But a lot of times on the set, they would get asked questions and it would become more and more layered and they were getting poked and prodded. And she said that she really just didn't like to lie. And so those kinds of admissions where she would be honest about what was going on in her marriage would then get her in trouble because she spoke negatively about Kody and she spoke negatively about Robyn. This was before they built their houses. This was right after they had moved to Las Vegas and they were living in separate rentals all spread out over Vegas. And Christine and Robyn lived on the exact same street. And so Christine could see that Kody was always over at Robyn's. And in her book, she spoke about how Kody would come over late at night and then he would leave the first thing in the morning. And it actually happens in this exact episode. So he shows up late at night. She's upset. They don't have a good night. And then the minute that he wakes up, he gets dressed. He looks like he's going to a job, but he doesn't have a job. He looks like he's ready to go to work. And then he gets in his car and literally drives over to Robyn's. And this is after he shows up at Christine's house when it's dark out, meaning it's after 5 or 6 o'clock at night. Robyn is with him when he shows up at Christine's house, literally in Christine's driveway. Kody gets out of the car. He sees Christine at the door. Robyn is standing there and Kody is focused on saying goodbye to Robyn. And then Robyn has to give him a kiss to say goodbye to him while he walks into the house to go spend time with Christine and her kids. And then the entire time he's there, he is absent and ignores her. And then the minute they wake up, this is what happens.
Christine?
Hey, love.
Hey, I'm taking off.
Okay.
Oh, scrumpy girl. How's your nap? Love you.
It is hard to have him go because it's going to be 4 days again until he's here. And in Utah it was different because I saw 3 out of 4 days. And so yeah, it's hard.
But I can see where some people might think that I'm not committed, that I'm not committing because I'm just bouncing around from home to home to home. That's not true. It's a very difficult aspect for me to actually do that. You may not understand it, but it is not easy to go from this place to this place to this place.
That's honestly just like one example of many where this happened. There was the time when Kody was supposed to be taking care of his daughter Truly. And instead of taking care of any kids, he was lying on Robyn's bed. And it was Robyn that had to notify him that Christine had texted that, who? What? Huh? Oh, that Truly was going to the emergency room and that Christine was taking her because she was really sick. Kody was lying in Robyn's bed. That episode, he literally got in his car and drove 9 houses down and put his car into Robyn's garage and then immediately spent the entire day with Robyn. He showed up at Robyn's house in the morning after he showed up at Christine's house at night. They didn't have dinner together. They laid on the bed together with the kids for a minute. They did some prayers. Kody read them a book, and that was it. And then the minute he woke up, he didn't have breakfast with them. He got in a car and he drove his car into Robyn's garage and spent the entire day with her. It's all there for us to see. So when they lie on the show, it's ridiculous. And Christine saw that and her kids saw that. And even in the clip, she says, Aspen says she hasn't seen her dad in days because it's true. So in this new season, you're going to remember that Kody's going to go out of his way to pretend like he is on a redemption tour. And it's very clear that it's a storyline for this. And it's very clear that he's doing it for closure because he says that multiple times in this teaser where they're talking about what to expect and what you're excited about for the new season. And Christine seems to be like the only person that really is not in this bubble of, we're going to hold hands and run away and everything's going to be great. Because even Janelle makes a comment that Kody is going to surprise you this season, as though we are going to be knocked out of our socks and we're going to be so excited to see that the real Kody is back.
Season's fans can expect to see a little bit of joy, a little bit of pain, and maybe a little bit of closure.
A lot of surprises, a lot of changes and just new beginning.
This season, you'll find out that Mary and Janelle were completely wrong about Coyote Pass.
I think Kody will surprise you this season.
I would say this season ends with success.
Unexpected
Closure.
changes.
Justice. That's the word. I think people are getting their just desserts.
I had a feeling that this is why Kody did this because I've dealt with narcissists. I'm dealing with one right now who is suing me. And anytime he gets called out for something, like for instance, in his church, for the longest time, this guy didn't allow church members to get pregnant. And then he got sued because one of the members said, well, I was told I had to have an abortion, allegedly. And then suddenly he allowed a longtime member to have a baby. And it was like, see, we allow our members to have kids. When I saw what happened at Coyote Pass, it reminded me of that scenario, that alleged scenario. Everyone on the show was saying, Kody's going to screw us over. Kody and Robyn are going to screw us over. We're not going to get our money back. And Kody's going to divide it, not because he wants to, not because it's the right thing to do. He is only going to do it to try to prove them wrong and to try to clean up his image so he doesn't look like such a jerk in the public. And Robyn's going to pretend like she's doing this to be fair so that everyone gets what they deserve and everyone gets what they put in. And she's not going to let this fighting and she's going to be the peacemaker. And then this apology tour is just for Kody to, again, rebrand his image, right? And then he says, I'm going to tell you that they were wrong about Coyote Pass. Yeah, the only reason he divided it was for that soundbite so that he looks like the good guy. But then Janelle says, I think Kody's going to surprise you. No, Janelle, no. No. He doesn't surprise us because we see through him. We see through him, Janelle. And then Mary says this season is a success. Why? Because they sold Coyote Pass. And then Robyn just kept talking about changes, transformation, new beginnings. It's like she's in a self-help loop and she's stuck in a cycle. Robyn, you know what I've convinced about Robyn? And this is just me being snarky. I think that she really hates Christine and is jealous of Christine because Christine is funny. She's engaging. She has a really vivacious personality. She can talk to anyone. People want to be around her. And Robyn is boring. She doesn't add any content, anything to the conversation. She's always crying. She's always serious. She literally doesn't know how to laugh. And she adds nothing, absolutely nothing to the conversation. But it was the very final bit by Christine that made me think. She said, justice, justice. And then she said, I think some people are going to get just desserts. Now it's supposed to be just deserts, and it's this play on words. And it basically means that someone is going to get what they deserve in a way where it's like someone has been such a jerk this whole time that they're going to get what they deserve. And Christine made a point to say that you're going to see David and Kody together, but don't get caught up in that they're together. Look at the bigger picture of why they're together. Not that they are together, but why did David go? It's like Christine is dropping all these little Easter eggs, even now, telling people to not get caught up in the fakeness of this show. And back in season 2, she did the exact same thing. Like, don't get caught up in what you're seeing over here. The truth is, Kody's always over at Robyn's. He's never with my kids. I'm completely abandoned. My kids are abandoned. And then this teaser, she's all, don't get caught up that you see Kody and David together. Pay attention to why. And then when asked about the season, it's not about praising Kody for, dividing up Coyote Pass, or praising Kody for being a good guy, for apologizing, but it's someone's going to get what they deserve. I don't know what she means. I know that during this time she was suing Kody for child support, but I doubt they'll talk about that on the show. I truly hope that those conversations that he has where he's trying to apologize to people blow up in his face. I hope that Janelle was just being positive here for the sake of promoting a show, because I'm never going to look at Kody in a positive way. I'm never going to view him as a nice guy. And the more that Janelle tries to sell to me that I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by him, and the more that Mary tells me that it's a success, the less I'm going to believe them, and the more I'm going to dislike Kody. And truthfully, the only person I think that's being honest in all of this, in this entire bit, is Christine. And so for that reason and that reason alone, she's our truth teller. She's the truth teller. Do you know what they say about truth tellers? They're always alienated. They're always maligned. They are always the ones that are attacked and driven the bus over and abused, because the truth tellers have the capacity to expose what's being done. They have the ability to bring the darkness to light. And even though Christine is playing along for the sake of the show because she's under a contract, it's very clear that she's not going to play the game anymore. And I'm really grateful that at least someone in this family is not going to play this game. Now, Mary says she's going to speak her truth and stand up for herself like never before. You know, she always says that. Mary says that every year, that she's going to finally speak her truth. I feel like she's been saying that for like 10 years, and she's been saying her truth this whole time. She acts like we haven't watched or seen her, and she's had plenty of time to speak her truth. So it's just really weird that she keeps laying into this idea that like now she's going to speak the truth. Well, why weren't you speaking the truth then? Unless I see Mary flat out tell Robyn off and tell Kody to F off, I don't believe she's going to speak her truth. So if she can prove me wrong here, if she tells Kody to F off and tells Robyn to F off, then I'll be like, go Mary. And if Janelle tells Kody and Robyn to F off, then I'll be like, go Janelle. But so far, Christine was the truth teller that told us the truth in season 2 and in season 1 about the kiss and about the wedding dress and all of that stuff. And now in season 20, she is saying people are going to get what they deserve. I hope that means that Robyn is going to get what she deserves, and she's replaced by someone younger, and then it's rubbed in her face, and so she can see what it's like to be on the receiving end. Not that anyone should get entangled with Kody, because he's disgusting. So tell me what your thoughts are. Do you believe? Do you see it? Do you not see it? Make sure to put the comments down below. Send some hype to the channel to make this video go further in the algorithm, and make sure to hit the subscribe button on the way out the door. Have a great night, besties. Bye.